Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. Nayef Mubarak here with Mubarak Law in downtown Orlando. Wishing you all a wonderful Friday afternoon. And we're going to have some quick updates for you since we didn't make it last night for our traditional Thursday Facebook Live. So before we get started, the reason I was not here yesterday was because I was celebrating my parents' 45th wedding anniversary and my sister's birthday. Happy anniversary to my parents and to my sisters, Liana and Lena. I love you guys and glad we were able to celebrate yesterday. So on today's Facebook Live, we have a couple of really important updates for you regarding immigration, and I'm going to go ahead and go through them today. First, let's start with our good news of the day. Earlier in the week, we received amazing news that one of our clients who had a deportation order from over 25 years ago, we were able to get his case reopened and dismissed, which is going to allow for him to pursue a permanent residency through his numerous U.S. citizen children and even legal resident spouse. This individual has been undocumented for over 20 years due to that deportation order. But if you remember, over the summer, I've constantly talked about prosecutorial discretion and what does it mean? What can we do? This is one of the examples where it's helped, where they're allowed to look at the facts and see that an individual who made a mistake 20 plus years ago deserved a second chance, especially when numerous children of his are U.S. citizens and his spouse is a resident. So Attorney Roshni and myself worked on that. Congratulations, Roshni. That's a great achievement. And I know we are making a wonderful impact on that person's life. So again, prosecutorial discretion has been, we've seen a lot of cases end up receiving benefits through that memo with the OPLA attorneys being able to give that discretion for those they believe are entitled to. All right, so that was our case of the week. Congratulations to those clients. Today is also Citizenship Day. That is when USCIS recognizes, the benefits and all the good new citizens we receive every year. On this day, 21,000 new citizens across the country between September 17th and September 23rd. So in those few days alone, we're going to be welcoming 21,000 new U.S. American brothers and sisters to our wonderful country, and where they will also have the rights to participate in voting and things of that nature. So if you haven't become a citizen, now is definitely the time. I say that because due to all the COVID delays, USCIS is doing their best to try to get caught up, and they're doing that by sending some of Orlando's cases to Tampa or Jacksonville. They're even having interviews on Saturdays. So we hope that these processing times will speed up. I know I have clients waiting over a year and a half just to have a citizenship interview. So I appreciate you all and thank you for your patience, but USCIS is doing what they can to try to speed up these cases. So if you want to learn more about Citizenship Day, you can check out uscis.gov. A lot of times you'll see citizenship clinics around the country to help people fill out these forms to become citizens if they are people in need or need assistance or are indigent, for example. We have somebody saying hello. Hey, Mr. Bashar, it's always good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. Okay, this is an important update. So as you know, if you get a green card through marriage, you get what's called a conditional permanent resident card if your marriage was less than 2 years old at the time the green card was issued. At the end of the 2-year period, you must file a Form 751, which is the removal of conditions to obtain your full permanent residency, meaning the 10-year green card. And this is done by filing on that Form 751. And typically when you file this form, you get an automatic extension of 18 months on your green card because the processing time does take so long. Believe it or not, it hasn't picked up. Processing times have reached 2 years for this type of case. So USCIS has done an automatic extension from 18 months to 24 months on your 751 form. Now, if you're filing the 751 jointly with your U.S. citizen spouse and you're residing together and it's been over a year, One way to help push the 751 application is by filing for naturalization. And yes, you can file for your citizenship even if the 751 hasn't been adjudicated, only if you meet specific requirements for the 3-year citizenship, form and process. So if you think you might qualify for that or you have any questions, please let us know and we'll see if we can help you out. So, I mean, it's kind of good news that they're doing the automatic extension. It helps people avoid getting appointments to get a stamp in their passport to prove their residency. Ultimately, I wish that they would just speed up these cases and people wouldn't have to wait so long. A year and a half to 2 years is an incredible amount of time to be waiting to get your permanent resident card. So hopefully we'll see some positive changes with that as well. All right. This one is going to be a hot topic for many of you. As you know, we seem to talk about COVID every other sentence, and now the COVID vaccine will be required for immigration medical exams. So starting October 1st, applicants, subject to getting medical exams are going to require having the vaccine. So if you are either, doing consular processing, coming from abroad, or you're here applying for adjustment of status, you're going to have to start having proof of this vaccine. There are some waivers for the vaccine, and I'll give some examples of that. First, it's not age appropriate. Second, it's contradicted due to a medical condition if it will direct, and then not routinely available where your surgeons practice. And finally, limited supply would cause significant delay for the applicant to receive the vaccine. I don't think that many of these are probably going to apply. The vaccine seems to be available in most places in the US, but if it's not age appropriate or it's not something that is going to harm you, you could, or it will harm you due to other medical conditions, you can seek a waiver of the requirement of the COVID vaccine. So we will be requiring all immigrants coming to the US to have the vaccine unless they receive a waiver. This is effective October 1st. So this will, after October 1st and after, you will be required to have that. And I know many people have questions about that. There might be some. I don't see what I thought was interesting was a religious exemption. I know a lot of companies do offer religious exemptions for those who don't want to get the vaccine, but according to the USCIS website, there is not an exemption there for now. Of course, that is subject to change. All right, the other announcement is regarding to TPS, which is temporary protected status. They will continue TPS without filing for those who are from El Salvador, Haiti, Honduras, Nepal, Nicaragua, and Sudan. So if you know anybody who falls under this category, there will be automatic extensions to their employment and to their status for those who are eligible under this program. Now, I do want to share with you all as well some updates on the EB-5 investor visa program. Many of you, we've had a couple consultations this week about this program, and there's a lot of confusion at the current state of the EB-5 investor program. The EB-5 program was originally designed for $1 million investments, creating 10 full-time jobs, and would lead to a direct path to U.S. residency. There was an exception to the $1 million to $500,000 if it was a regional center or a target employment area. Now, regional center is a program that is authorized by Congress and was constantly being renewed or extended every year and a half or so. This past June, the regional center program lapsed. Congress did not renew the program. So many practitioners and investors believe that those who are in process already would be grandfathered in. However, that is not the case. So people who've had cases pending or had cases approved, unless Congress acts, would have lost the opportunity, which they may have started over 2 years ago. Now, while I obviously do not think that's a fair and just thing, and there's plenty of talk that Congress is going to pass something soon, so we hope that what people who have invested $500,000 into our country to help create jobs are not going to be, in my opinion, taken advantage of, where we promised them one thing and then the program just simply ended. So we have several clients that I've been reaching out to one by one, and I will hope to, have some good news for you all in the near future regarding the EB-5 program. That's pretty much it. It's Friday. We'll keep it short. There was a lot of updates here. If you know that anyone who may be benefiting from this information, please send them our YouTube channel. These videos will all be there. And then we will see you next week for our Facebook Live. And also, I know many of you are busy working, and sometimes it's hard to get to our office Monday through Friday. That's why once a month we do offer Saturday consultations. So that's the last Saturday of every month. So if you have any questions or need to get in and just simply can't get away from work or from your school schedule, please contact our office and let us know if the last Saturday of every month can help you. All right, I'm Nayef Mubarak. Happy Friday once again, and we'll see you guys next week on our Facebook Live. And thank you for joining us today.